Step into April of 1995, and the ninth issue of Power Slam lands with a crash, a glossy UK window into a wrestling world that was spinning out of control. Where Hulkamania clashed with Vader's monster aura, ECW pushed violence past the breaking point, WrestleMania loomed like a neon question mark, and legends lived and died while new stars tried to carve their way into the spotlight. From the opening editorial to the final letters page, this issue is pure mid-90s electricity, dripping with opinion, analysis, and the unfiltered voice of Finn Martin's team. The magazine opens with From the Top, Martin's editorial, a brisk, sharp-eyed roundup setting the tone. Then we dive straight into Stateside by Ian Robinson, who lays out the pulse of the American scene, previewing WrestleMania 11 with Diesel, defending against Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart trapped in an I Quit showdown with Bob Backlund, Undertaker returning to battle King Kong Bundy, Razor Ramon fighting Jeff Jarrett, and Bam Bam Bigelow carrying the mainstream crossover as he readied to face Lawrence Taylor in Hartford. Robinson teases Sid's looming interference, predicting Michaels might just steal the gold thanks to his monstrous new bodyguard. Before the fireworks explode, the vid review column rolls through tapes of the day with critiques of UK fan favorites, Mega Matches 95, and AJW Tag League, The Best, giving fans a mix of nostalgia and cutting-edge Japanese women's action on VHS. And then comes Manners Mat Musings, stately Wayne Manners' caustic monthly blast, taking aim at Hulk Hogan's bloated ego, the absurdity of Man Mountain Rock, the lost potential of Boo Bradley, and even referee Mark Curtis. It is the voice of cynicism, snarky but sharp, the counterbalance to the hype machine, and then the features burst open. First up is Let's Talk with Chris Benoit, the man known as Wild Pegasus, a straight-shooting interview where Benoit humbly downplays his own aura, even as the wrestling world hailed him as one of the most technically brilliant grapplers alive. He talks of training in the dungeon under Stu Hart, being molded by the Dynamite Kid, his experiences in Japan, and his alliance with Dean Malenko in ECW. He admits his shyness and his preference to let his wrestling do the talking, the quiet assassin of the squared circle who was becoming one of the hottest names in the world. Next comes Stranger in a Strange Land, a deep dive into Hakushi, the White Angel from Japan, who had just landed in the WWF. Rob Butcher explores the cultural barriers, the differences in style, and the challenges Hakushi faced entering Vince McMahon's cartoonish world. Could a wrestler of such grace, tattooed head to toe, thrive against a landscape of doinks, mantars, and lumbering heels? Butcher argues yes, if the Federation let him show his full range, and points to an inevitable showdown with Bret Hart as the proving ground. Then comes the big one, that Super Brawl 5 report, Hulk Hogan versus Vader, the immovable ego against the irresistible monster. Coverage runs deep, breaking down the clash where Hogan, armed with his allies and the WCW machine behind him, faced the most feared big man of the era. Vader, a force of nature, colliding with Hogan's aura, and the outcome, drenched in controversy and interference, perfectly summing up WCW's booking madness. The spotlight then swings to the WWF with Sid Returns, covering the shocking return of Sid, now cast as Shawn Michaels' bodyguard, a role that instantly made him a centerpiece of storylines. The piece teases Sid's inevitable betrayal and domination, foreshadowing chaos, but the hardcore heart of the issue beats with ECW Report, taking it to the extreme. Coverage of the February 25th Philadelphia show drips with violence, Shane Douglas cutting a 30-minute promo, Terry Funk's return, Raven making waves, Marty Jannetty possibly sticking around, and stipulations that push the sport to its outer edge. Barbed wire, blood, and passion painted ECW as the outlaw promotion that made WWF and WCW look tame by comparison. A somber note follows with Eddie Gilbert tribute. Finn Martin pens a heartfelt remembrance of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, who had passed away at only 33 years old. The piece revisits his Memphis stardom, his Booker's mind, his influence on ECW's early chaos, and his legacy as a creative force gone too soon. Gilbert is mourned as a man who loved wrestling more than it loved him, a star who left too early. And for fans flipping the issue open wide, The centerfold poster explodes with The Undertaker and Paul Bearer in full-page glory, while the pinup gives readers a full-color blast of Man Mountain Rock, proving that Power Slam knew how to serve both spectacle and snark. The letters page closes the book with fan voices, one titled Harley, Billy, and Bob, another Straight Talking Styles, and Hulk's all right, each one dripping with opinion proof that the audience loved debating as much as watching. And throughout the issue, news bursts like fireworks. WWF launched the In Your House concept, adding 5 more pay-per-views at a reduced $14.95 each, while WCW padded its schedule with Great American Bash returning on June 18th. Wrestler comings and goings filled the gossip mill. Men on a mission turning heel, Rick Martel leaving, Hakushi pegged for a feud with Bret Hart, Louis Spicolli debuting, Undertaker returning from injury. ECW shocked the system with Shane Douglas, Funk, Raven, and violence that had no rival. Internationally, Stan Hansen shocked All Japan by winning the Triple Crown from Toshiaki Kawada. UWFI hyped Vader versus Nobuhiko Takada. New Japan put the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title on Koji Kanemoto. And Onita's May 5th FMW retirement show was nearly sold out before the main event even hit. By the end of 72 action-packed pages, Power Slam April 1995 captures the wrestling world at a crossroads. WCW leaning on Hogan while Vader raged against the Machine, WWF torn between the old and the new as Diesel, Shawn, and Sid shifted the power balance, ECW daring the world to look away, and failing spectacularly as fans lined up for more blood, and Japan delivering some of the greatest technical and hard-hitting matches in the world. The Undertaker glared from the poster. Chris Benoit spoke softly and wrestled fiercely. Hakushi floated like a ghost into Vince's world. Eddie Gilbert was mourned, and wrestling itself felt raw, unpredictable, and on the verge of something bigger. So if you love these dives into wrestling's past, if you thrive on the smell of ink and kayfabe hype, smash that like button. Share this video with every fan who remembers, and hit subscribe so you never miss another trip back through the magazines that kept the fire alive. From the pages of Power Slam April 1995, the story of wrestling is told in blood, sweat, VHS tapes, centerfold posters, and the voices of fans who lived it.